Today is Tuesday, November 6, 2018, 16 days until Thanksgiving, with Christmas only 32 days after that. I ended yesterday's session on empowering questions for the holidays by saying, if you remember, in addition to getting things done earlier, like we talked about whenever we can, and making changes that minimize stress and add joy, it also helps if we develop a psychology or a mindset that allows us to stay strong and calm regardless of what comes our way, especially during the holidays. Revisiting Ruddyard Kipling's poem, If, always inspires me. You probably know it. It starts with, do you remember this? If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men or all people doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. See, this, in the wonderful poem, it goes on from there. But today, let's just focus on those three things that were covered in those 4 lines. Keeping our head, trusting ourselves, and making allowance. In other words, being okay with others being as they are. But how? And how now? With all the craziness going on in the world, how do we do these things? Well, 3 quick tips for you. Thank you, that Santa guy. First is breathe. Keeping our head is easier when we take a minute and move our thoughts to our breath. Before you react or respond in any way, breathe. A few slow, deep breaths can give us the space and the oxygen we need to keep our heads, even when those about us are losing theirs and blaming it on us. Tip 2 is focus. Keep your thoughts centered in the present. Trusting yourself when all people doubt you is about focus. By keeping the past in the past and the future in the future, and simply staying focused on the present and doing the best we can in this moment, that is an act of trusting yourself. And tip 3 is acceptance. When we make allowance for their doubting too, we are accepting others as they are. The choice we have is about relationship. Do we want to be in one or not? If we do want to be in a relationship, do we want a smooth relationship or a turbulent one? We all know people who don't talk with brothers, sisters, parents, kids. They choose not to be in a relationship. And that's certainly an option. We can all choose that. Another option is just to make allowance for how they are. We can allow people to be how they are. We don't have to understand the why or the logic or the lack of logic. We can just accept what is. This is the way they are, and this is the way they think. Being okay with people, being how they are, is not an endorsement or a condoning of their beliefs or actions. It's just you saying, hey, it's your life. Live it as you will. You may want to avoid discussions on topics where you see things differently, but there are bound to be many topics where enjoyable discussions can be had. And like, hey, what's your most memorable Thanksgiving experience? Or have you read any good books lately? Or who did you vote for? No, leave that one out. We can and do choose the amount of tension we want in relationships. I have found that I like my days better when I choose less tension, right? You probably will too. Stay frosty, my friends. We'll talk about that in the next episode. This is That Santa Guy's Life Enhancing Moments, Episode 3. Like my That Santa Guy Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.